The cast of Friends each made $1 million per episode in the final 2 seasons and now make $20 million per year per cast member for reruns. The show still generates $1 a year for Warner Brothers. All thanks to David Schwimmer encouraging the cast to negotiate as a team. $54,795 per day for acting you did 20 years ago. That's gotta feel nice. And David Schwimmer still insists on stealing beer. Imagine making $20 mil a year for something you finished doing almost 20 years ago. Damn. David Schwimmer is a union hero and I didn't even know it. Is it true that the cast of Frasier were paid even more than that per episode? Yes, at least Kelsey Grammer did. He was at one point the highest paid television actor. It makes me feel old when things that were commonly known at the time become a till now. Yep, I remember they were projected to get $25 million each per year. I assume streaming revenues are less than licensing other networks for reruns, especially with the streaming wars. Me, too. I was an extra on an episode, sat behind Ross on a train, also walked by as a passenger on the same train, when I was in my 20s. I got in like one frame, but the thrill was great, especially for a schmuck like me who just wanted to see some sets. Between this and Seinfeld basically becoming a billionaire, I'd say they're some of the luckiest people on earth. The second they signed the syndication deal, they were all worth $60 million. Just like when Jerry Seinfeld signed his syndication deal in the mid-90s, they handed him a check for $25 million. This also applies to corporate America. I read an article recently where a VP of a larger bank stated that today more than ever, the younger generation is more inclined to speak to one another about their salaries. This didn't used to be the case. Knowing what those around you make only helps you in negotiation. Corporations would prefer you keep this a secret, which tells you everything you need to know. Collective bargaining lifts everybody up. Wow, I apparently like David Schwimmer a lot more than Ross. Go ahead and watch Band of Brothers and pump up your hatred of David Schwimmer all the way to 11. The salary demands of the cast caused the studio and network to look for ways to make more money off the show. And one way they did this was to eliminate the opening title montage and song. Early seasons had one. But by the end of the show's run, it was reduced to a cast shot and title card. The resulting free time was sold as additional commercial space and earned substantial money. This was then imitated by many other series and was one of the major causes of the demise of opening credit sequences on American TV. Collective bargaining works, that's why they don't want you to have the option. Together we bargain, divided we beg. Commonly heard in union halls across the world. Gunther makes $500,000 a year from royalties. All because he knew how to operate a cappuccino machine. Is that true? I believe he stated that the royalty checks aren't really worth the paper they're written on. Everyone thinks David Schwimmer is a dick since he has no interest in the reunion and has generally avoided all talk about Friends since it ended, but if I was getting $20 a year for doing absolutely nothing, why in the hell would I ever want to work again unless I had a role I'd been dying to play? Wealth outside of the public eye is much different than wealth with fame. Way to go, Red Ross. I love how in the 30 Rock reunion for Quarantine, Liz asks Jack if NBC's Peacock will have Friends. Jack slaps her through the phone screen. Well, of course they negotiated as a team, they were friends after all. I guess the real friends were the money we made along the way. Such is the way of the unagi. Can we talk about this picture? They have many desserts. Why all drink from 2 milkshakes? COVID party. Every time the execs would ask them to film it for less money, David Schwimmer would say, "No, we are on a break." I believe it was Courtney Cox who suggested they stick together after she appeared on Seinfeld. I don't even know what I would do with $20 million every year. You need to work as a team, and if you can't work as a team, I'll find a new team who can work as a team. For some reason I can only fall asleep with Friends or Parks and Rec in the background. Maybe it just reminds me of a time that I felt safe and didn't want to jump off a bridge, lol. Why does Ross, the largest friend, not simply eat the other 5? This is one of those mysteries where we will never know the answer. The lesson here is to talk about your wages with your coworkers and unionize. I'll never pity Matthew Perry again. It was David and Jennifer, they were the two that got the pay raises because Ross and Rachel blew up, God knows why. Neither of them felt it was fair and they both had a hand, not really sure why she was left out lol. That's such a Ross thing to do.